Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life by James Patterson, chapters 32, 33, and 34. Chapter 32, Scum. Mom? Oh, I'm okay, she said. She was sitting on a big white plastic tub of dill pickle chips in the storage room. Giant containers of everything on the menu are kept back there. If you got stuck in that room, you'd never ever starve. I didn't mean to make you cry, I said. Come over here, Rafe. She patted the empty pickle tub next to hers, just as Swifty stuck his head in the door. Actually, his name is Fred, but was already a place called Fred's Diner on the other side of town. Hey, Jules, I don't mean to be a hard guy, but we're kind of busy out here, he said. I'll be right there, she told him. I promise. Great. Now it was Bear, Swifty, and me all giving Mom a hard time. That's not a list I wanted to be on. We never did finish our chat about Leonardo, Mom said. I want you to know that I know you've been talking to him again. I don't have to, I told her right away. I can stop. No, honey, she said. I've been thinking about this. We all talk to people who aren't there all the time, with texting and computers and even answering machines. Artists talk to their muses for inspiration, and some people even talk to themselves. Well, that's true, I said. Sometimes I could hear Mom out in the garage when she was painting, talking away even though nobody else was there. So why shouldn't you talk to Leo if you want to, she said. Besides, it's not Leo I'm worried about. It's you. I'm okay, I insisted. But are you? She asked, looking at me in that mom way. Sweetie, you've been getting into so much trouble at school lately. I just don't understand. I know it's been a tough year and I haven't been around much, but... And then she started crying all over again on her birthday because of me. I never felt like a bigger piece of scum than I did right then. Just one big slice of loser meat on toast. So much for being a good person. Chapter 33. How hard could it be? After what happened that night, I knew I had to put the game on hold. No more breaking the rules on purpose. No more Operation Rafe for the time being. No Zoom for sale and no fighting with Bear either. If I couldn't be good, I could at least try to be normal for a while. I mean, how hard could it be? Hey, you're going to regret this, Leo told me. Besides, Jules doesn't want you to be normal. She just wants you to be yourself. Doesn't she say that all the time? Yeah, well, myself made his mother cry tonight, I said. I'm just going to lie low for a while, that's all. Just until things get a little better around here. Sure, Leo said. Right after you win the lottery and Jules turns into a famous artist and Georgia has a personality transplant and Bear gets amnesia and never comes home. Forget it, dude. You're living in a fantasy world. Yeah, well, look who's talking, I said. And that's another thing, Leo told me. What am I supposed to do while you're off being Mr. Normal? Well, I don't know, I said. What do imaginary people do in their spare time? Leo yawned. I mean, it's not like you're going anywhere. You can still talk to me. We just won't be playing the game. But we're only getting started here, he said. You can't quit now. I'm not quitting, I told him. I'm taking a time out. Yeah, for how long? I don't know, I said again. We're just going to have to wait and see, okay? But Leo didn't say anything. Okay? Still nothing. Leo! My whole room suddenly felt kind of empty. I'd never seen Leo mad before, but I think that's what was going on now. Leo the Silent was giving me the silent treatment. Chapter 34, Normal. The next day at school wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I paid extra attention to what some of the good kids were doing, and I tried to do the same stuff. Well, some of it anyway. I showed up on time for class. I raised my hand when I thought I knew the answer, even though I was usually wrong. And I told my Zoom customers I was out of business until further notice. In Donatello's English class, I volunteered to hand out the assignment sheets. She looked at me like nothing weirder had ever happened in her life. "Are you trying to butter me up before your next detention?" she said. "Because it's working." "Thank you, Rafe." I just said, "You're welcome." I mean, if there was some buttering involved, that was a bonus. And speaking of bonuses, Jeannie Galetta actually smiled at me when I gave her the handout. I'd been avoiding her ever since the whole underwear episode on Halloween, so I was surprised when she smiled like that. Maybe it had something to do with me being normal for a change. In fact, it seemed that the only person who didn't like me this way was Leo, no surprise. Oh, and Allison Prouty, who kept looking at me like I was ruining her career as Hills Village Middle School's #1 kiss up to the teachers. The English assignment was a vocabulary exercise. It was all about abstract nouns, or things that aren't things, as Donatello called them. The list had words like contentment, prosperity, fortitude, vastness, and stuff like that. We were supposed to work in groups to find pictures that represented what the words meant to us. It made me think how Donatello and my mom could totally hang out. I mean, they're both into all that artsy stuff. I wasn't in Jeannie's group, unfortunately, but I was still being normal Rafe. So I volunteered to be the recorder for my group. Matt Baumgarter and Melinda Truitt printed pictures from the computer, and Chance Freeman looked through a bunch of magazines Donatello had brought in. I cut out the stuff they found and put it all together in a big collage kind of thing. I made the pictures fit up against each other like puzzle pieces and spelled out the vocab words with letters from the magazines. When Donatello came around to check everyone's work, she stopped and looked at ours for a long time. "Well, this is very creative," she said. "Very organic." All I know about organic is the disgusting plain yogurt Mom keeps in the refrigerator at home. But I'm pretty sure Donatello meant it was a good thing. Nobody in the group gave me credit for the idea either, and I didn't even care. I knew she was talking to me. So, this is what normal felt like. It wasn't as fun as Operation Rafe, but if this is what it took to keep Mom happy and off my case, then I figured it would be worth it. Too bad it only lasted for one day.